So this is the new killer in Dead by Daylight, known as the Unknown. And if you have not seen on social media recently, this killer has drawn a massive influx of controversy surrounding this person right here. Now, for those of you who don't know what Dead by Daylight is, it's a survivor horror game where you have 4 survivors trying to fix generators, and you have one player as a killer with all these different perks. It's very RPG orientated. It's a very fun game. I play this game. I have almost 800 hours in it. But this new killer came out just a few days ago, and this character info of this character is all right here. Okay, it's this long story. But every character in this game, along with survivors and killers, have a backstory, right? Now, the information behind this is this monster tries to mimic the people that it slaughters, okay? Very simple concept. It copies the people that it kills. I don't know if you've ever seen John Carpenter's The Thing, but it's very similar to that monster that clones dogs, humans, and things like that. I'm not going to read this whole thing out for you, but the story's here. Essentially, this character was killed in a really barbaric way, and essentially the monster just, mimics people. It's very straightforward. However, on social media, and the original voice actor, who is a trans voice actor, who has voiced men and women characters in video games, voiced this character. This has been making headlines everywhere. Dead by Daylight developer accused of transphobia by trans voice actor who says she was tricked. I voiced the character the Unknown in Dead by Daylight at the time of the voicing. It was a great experience. I was told at the time of the voicing of the characters there would be no model and that the creature was supposed to be amorphous. They had no model design before I recorded my lines, so it was my assumption the design team took my medical history and my ability to use multiple voices as an opportunity to create character models that encapsulated my medical history as trans and capitalized on catering to the transphobic community. I was tricked into voicing a stereotype. Since yesterday, I've been virally harassed for being trans by thousands of people since yesterday. Many folks in the trans community are up in arms over this, and rightfully so. I feel the reparations from my team are that deliberately tricked me is the only logical choice of action. I'm upset and so infuriated with the people comparing trans people, infuriated that people are comparing trans people to these clearly transphobic character skins. If I had any idea of the fallout would happen after simply voicing a character, I would never done it in the first place. So let me personally apologize to anybody who's been a victim of the transphobia due to the release. Please let you know you're loved, kind, blah, 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 blah. There was no diversity consultants on this project. The company knew that they were making a stereotypical man in a dress as a character, and having a trans voice actors would bring lots of money and people back in the game. I'm not dumb. I know how the marketing works. It seems to be a huge ploy, and the trans community, along with myself, were all the victims. In this viral tweet, somebody tweets out the new Deadlight killer is a deformed freak in a skirt, voiced by a trans voice actor. What in the ever-living heck did the devs mean by this? If you scroll down, it's been corrected. The Unknown is a killer that uses its victims as skin suits to lure in more victims along with imitating their voice. This is an alternate skin that shows one of the said victims who was in high school cheerleader. This is the original skin, okay? This is the base character. This is clearly male clothes. As you can see that the clone of this human that it killed is very, very disgruntled and disfigured and looks terrible, right? Now, if we go to the, I believe, yes, this is the normal common body skin. There's this one. You can change the blouse to little, polka dots. I guess you could argue this is a female skin by default. These are the only two that you can do, right? Well, male skin, female skin. This is a granny skin, an old granny. I did pay this. This is something that you have to buy. However, if you go to the store, right, you can see that this skin right here, the one that's in question, the one that's going viral on everything, is an optional skin that you have to pay real world money for. This is not something that was just built by default. Oh, we're going to try to make this person look trans, but you already know the context. It's a cheerleader. This is a cheerleader. And this has nothing to do with anybody being trans. This has nothing to do with any trans. This has nothing to do with anybody trans. This has nothing to do with anything trans. This has nothing to do with anything trans. Like, are you stupid? You guys just want to push a game narrative where the game is saying that the game devs are transphobic when they're not transphobic. This is the least transphobic game out there. I don't know if you know this, but this game has a ton of icons and badges and even little things that you can attach to your character's belt with the trans flag, the bisexual flag, the gay flag. They have every type of flag in this game, literally supporting people. This game is extremely diverse, and to argue as such just makes you look like an absolute idiot. This claim that this game and the game devs are transphobic, and the voice actor, who we're going to actually look into in a second here because they released a secondary statement actually backpedaling on the original statements calling out the game devs as being transphobic, when that just simply isn't the case. And I want to reiterate this. This is a paid skin. Paid. Okay, do you see these two little things unlock? I have to pay real money to have these. It's not a default skin. So if you really want to argue that this game is being transphobic, the game devs are being transphobic, then you should argue that they're being sexist towards men. They're being misandrous towards men, because the original skin is, well, a male skin, right? This is a male skin that you see right now. So by that same logic, it's also transphobic because it's representing a male, and, you know, male trans people could be very offended by this. My point that I'm making is that this is an overreaction and simply a click and bait narrative push by super stupid gamers who don't understand anything, who refuse to look at the actual context behind the story of the character's info to realize what this character is. And they just want to push things that aren't true for ratio and likes. And I really am tired of people just trying to push misinformation against game devs, because the game devs of this game, let me just show you for reference, okay? This game is so diverse, and I don't mind inclusion and diversity in video games. Like, I don't mind it if it's there naturally, but I don't like it when games force things, obviously, okay? But look at all these different... If you look at all these survivors, right? You have tons. You have white people, you have black people, you have all these different characters of different ethnicities, literally Asian, hillbillies, white, black, tattooed people, goth people, Asian people, rock star people, this game is so diverse. I cannot tell you how diverse this game is. And they have backstories. Every one of these characters has a different backstory, right? And the representation, I believe this character is... Actually, I'm not going to even talk about their ethnicity. I don't know their ethnicities, but all of these characters have an ethnicity, right, that's extremely diverse. This is personally one of my favorite characters right here, is Jane Romano, because her butt is massive. Like, look at that, holy moly. But the point I'm trying to make here is that this game is a great game that has diversity naturally incorporated in it, that doesn't feel forced. It's not doing it to pander to people who want it. It's doing it naturally with character backstories that are just cool, and they have cool abilities and perks and things. And that's what makes a game, right? Is putting things in naturally that doesn't feel forced. And at the end of the day, if you're going to make tweets and you're going to try to come after game devs for incorporating something that you're too stupid to take the proper time to research, that only takes 10 seconds of your time to look into, then that's on you, and you're stupid, and people are going to make fun of you for it. Just 2 days ago, the same trans voice actor said this: "There's been a recent misunderstanding. Anybody that thinks that the skins are going away is not in the loop. Behavior is these are the game devs. Behavior is allegedly aware of the mass transphobic remarks and the memes being made, and the gaming community is not a reflection of the game developers. I wasn't kept in the loop of what the character's final look would be. I was given an ambiguous description for the part, and even though I tried my best to find out more, continuing asking for more info, that wasn't possible. This was why I was upset. The skims themselves were never the issue. The lack of communication was. Please stop boycotting behavior. They are not transphobic." Okay, so this is the trans voice actor now clarifying, right, that the devs are not transphobic. It's wrong to take bits of info and jump to your own conclusions. Behavior is a good company and has been nothing but kind in supporting me through this tough process of receiving mass harassment for my involvement in the character. Leave it alone, Zoe Alexandria. So there you have it from herself. All right, so if you want to claim that the game devs are transphobic, if you want to keep pushing this narrative that they tried to make characters making fun of trans people, then you're just simply wrong, and the person who originally called them out just literally revoked their statement in saying that the game devs are not transphobic. So stop with your transphobia and labeling everything that doesn't fit into your little bubble of worldview as transphobic, because this just simply isn't the case. and you are just contributing to more misinformation being spread. I don't like misinformation being spread. I love accurate information being spread. And regardless of what the subject is, if you're somebody who contributes to spreading misinformation, I'm going to correct you on it. I'm going to make fun of you for it. By all means, I would not recommend looking to Twitter in any capacity, because all you will find there is literal brain rot of people still thinking that this game and the game devs are transphobic, that the character is transphobic, all because of something that they refuse to take the time to look into or research. It's that simple. Now go drink a beer and chill out.